I'm just in charge of helping you guys tell your story and letting people know who you are, and then letting them know that Trevin Knell's not the oldest player in college basketball. You know, like as much as people wanted to share that knowledge, you know what I mean?
Can you say it one more time?
He was not. When you got ejected.
Yep. That was one of the saddest moments I've ever watched in my entire life.
That was one of the few times I probably was unprofessional. So we're walking out there, like on national television, you see me like slap Dawson on the butt, and I'm not like, I don't do that a lot. Like,
Tyson was feeling it, man. He was in the.
And so like my wife, every time she'd be like, remember that time you slapped Dawson Baker on the butt and like national television?
Whole world saw it.
And I was just like, yeah, thank you, honey. Critiquing rules and officials is a no-no, regardless of what it is, right?
Well, I can say stuff now. I'm good.
Well, you can, right? But they'll probably watch this
Tony
podcast
is
and
awful.
I have no comment.
This is Tyson.
I'm good, Tyson. We're golden now.
I'm not good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life Beyond the Three, presented by the Center Street Media Network. I'm Trevin, your host.
I'm Dawson Baker, your co-host. And today we got Tyson Jex in the building.
What's up, guys?
We got 10 Mile Ties.
10
Let's
Mile
go.
Ties. Explain 10 Mile Ties to the people that don't know.
Yeah, that's a funny story. Was it 2 years ago? I think we had the media game, and Spencer Johnson and Marcus Adams were like just going off, and then like 10 Mile Ties has the ball. And I was like, I think I told you it's like sky to layup. And so from like that moment on, like Spence, Trey, everybody calls me a 10 Mile Ties.
10 Mile Ties.
The thing is, I don't run 10 miles every day. So I mean,
but you get close to.
There's some days where I'm close. Like, it's usually, like
how many miles do you run in the morning?
I ran 8 this morning.
Yeah, like what? That's 10 Mile Ties.
Round it up.
8 mile.
Round it up.
Ties.
So it's like between 6 and 10, but it's funny like that. I mean, I think Spencer to this day believes I run 10 miles every morning. So hopefully he doesn't watch this. So he keeps that belief that I run 10 miles every day.
That is awesome.
But it's cool that like every place we go to play at Big 12, every city he'll go around in the mornings and get a little lay of the land.
The outfit's always on point too.
You mean Coach Fennell is not a huge fan of the short shorts. It's his birthday on Sunday, so maybe I'll give him a call.
Just send him a picture. Send him a picture. You know,
don't forget about me. But yeah, no, running in every city has been really cool.
Yeah, what's been the best city you've ran in?
That's a good question. I mean, this may be a hot take, but I really like Morgantown.
Wow, really? Yeah. Wow, hot take.
Because there's a path right next to the river.
I remember that.
So you get like 2 miles out, and you're in the country.
Wow.
Iowa State, Ames is really cool because there's a dirt road by the hotel that we usually stay at, and so like you're within a mile, you're just in like country roads.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm excited to run like Central Park this year, like Boston.
Yeah,
cool.
You guys going? I saw the schedule. Shout out, schedule just dropped. You guys have like 4 home games.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
When you got Dawson Baker come back for senior season,
Dawson Baker, shot maker.
Everybody wants a piece of the shot maker.
Yeah, everybody wants a piece of it. You know, you got to showcase it when you can.
Right. That's very true.
So what's been the worst spot to run at though?
The worst spot to run in? Oof, that's a good question.
I'm not a runner, so I got to make sure I stick.
I'm gonna go with 2, and it's not because of the location. Lubbock, Texas. When we went there, like I forgot a jacket, so I had this like short sleeve shirt, and it was like 15 degrees.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
I
brutal.
forgot it was cold. And then Oklahoma State is super pretty. Stillwater's cool, but like it was 5 degrees and like 20 mile per hour winds. I just remember getting back, and my stomach was like just pure red.
So just the conditions?
It's just the conditions. Like I'm not like, I mean, people are like, oh, Lubbock's not pretty. Like it is what it is. Like I don't really care where I run because I think it's fun, but like the cold is different. Spokane was always interesting. You'd always see some interesting things under the bridges in Spokane, but Spokane was super pretty. But yeah, Lubbock and Stillwater, just because it was so cold those 2 trips 2 years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure Pepperdine was elite.
So we never stayed in Malibu when I was there. We always stayed in Woodland Hills. But it's elite there too, like because you have a lot of hills, you have a lot of trails you can run.
Or University of San Diego.
Yeah, UC San Diego was always
cool.
good.
It feels like a lifetime ago. Oh my gosh.
The WCC was cool because you'd go to like
And the weather was probably way better.
San Francisco was sick. I ran to the Golden Gate Bridge 2 years ago. That was sweet. But I whether it sucks or not, I get out and I go run, and it helps me kind of break up the trips a little bit.
That's cool. That is cool. Well, we want to go right into your kind of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know? So who is Tyson Jex?
I'm a 36-year-old male.
White male with the black hoodie.
From Morgan, Utah. So pertaining to like men's basketball, I'm the director of communications. So it's kind of funny that I'm on a podcast because I'm usually the one that does this for, like, when you were playing Trev and Dawson, still for you, of like, really my role is to help promote the student athletes and the brand of BYU, whether that be through a podcast or BYU Sports Nation or a broadcast, and just making sure that you guys feel comfortable in this, in whatever you're going to do. Making sure I don't put you in situations where you say something silly or you're just in a spot where it's not good publicity. Also, like, I help with statistics, and I do like a bunch of other stuff that people don't understand, and they think I'm a coach, so I don't even go down that route. But from his perspective, it's like, I'm just in charge of helping you guys tell your story and letting people know who you are, and then letting them know that Trevin Knell's not the oldest player in collge basketball, like as much as people wanted to share that knowledge, you know what I mean?
Can you say it one more time?
He was not to my research, but do the others, he wasn't. But yeah, that's really what it is. And just making sure I know the players really well enough to know, like, if I had to ask them to do an interview after a game, like after a tough loss, that like it's not like why is this dude asking me to do this? Or and stuff like that. It's like, hey, I know that sucks. Like, losing sucks just as much for me as it does. I mean, you guys, it probably hurts worse for you guys, but for me, it stinks. And so I need to build those relationships with the players and the coaching staff, so they know, like, I'm coming from a good place, rather than being like, no, we're gonna blast you. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I think too, like, it being the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is obviously BYU, and all that is mixed together. Probably a different standard too with these interviews that you have to prepare guys for.
Yeah,
especially, this year we have a lot of non-members, and so is there kind of, I guess we have one question we'll just get to now, is like, what's your go-to advice for people giving interviews that you usually give? Not like it's their first time, but just say, hey, this is what to be aware of. This is what to think of when you're looking professional and appropriate.
Yeah, I think it really depends. I think my biggest thing for me is, like, first, be yourself. And like you said, with BYU being with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, there are some standards that are a little bit different, but I think you can't take an interview for granted, because people need to know who you are, right? If you're a robot, you're like, yes, no, I play basketball. It's like, that's great.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good robot right there.
like you are, you're getting on the interview, but like, then why even do the interview? Right. And I think the second thing is, like, just remember who you represent. You're representing not only BYU. Even if you're not a member of the church, you're still representing the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. You're representing your mom and dad, your siblings, where you come from. And so if you do something that's bad, like, there's just like it's just an effect, right? It's not just like a slap on the wrist. It's like your mom and dad might be like, what are you doing? Right. But the nice thing about that, like with BYU, is like, I've never had to deal with a student athlete where I'm like worried to put them in front of an interview, of being like, oh crap, like, this isn't going to end well. And part of that comes from, like, me listening to a bunch of podcasts and, like, making sure we put people in the student athletes and coaches in a good situation. But I've never, like, been like, oh, like, we've got to stop this interview because it's going really rogue and it's not going how we want it to go.
Would you actually stop an interview, like, mid? Like, would you be like, hey,
you have before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Let's talk about that.
We gotta get into the nitty gritty then.
No, and I don't, like, I've never, like, stopped and, like, pulled somebody off, but I have, like, stopped the question, be like, hey, we're not going there.
Oh, wow.
Right.
More of the question or more of the interviewee was just kind of like,
it was both ways. It was like the interviewer would ask a question and the interviewee was, like, not answering the question because they were trying to, like, tell something that they really wanted to tell, but it was not pertinent to, like, the question. And it happened like 2 or 3 times. And so eventually I just, like, kind of just stood up and talked to interviews, like, hey, like, we're like, let's just change the subject. Like, let's hey, just stay on, like, focus on, like, answer the question that he's asking.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I usually don't do that because, like, I give people some leeway, but, like, when it gets to the point when people are like, continually just beating the dead horse over and over again and they're not getting the answer they want, you just got to be like, hey, like, that's not it. And I think for you guys, like, I don't think people understand is like before an interview, I give you guys the questions, right? I give you the talking points so you guys are comfortable. If an interview at some point starts to go really rogue or like the interviewer starts to like veer from that, like I'll text them and be like, hey, like, where are we going with this? Like, this wasn't in the talking points. Like, I mean, cause like, I don't ever want a student athlete or coach to be in an interview and be like, whoa, like I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Cause that's when bad things happen is cause you ad lib stuff and you're like, yeah, you know, and it's like, no, you know, like just stay on topic. So.
Wow. That is insane. I mean, there's a lot of like, in terms of just like being who you are, it's huge. And then also I feel like you hit around the head with like, you represent more than just yourself. Right. Yeah. And so you kind of have to, especially at BYU, you kind of have to hold yourself to a standard. And then like, there's a lot of stuff that's come out recently. Like you just have to be careful and be like, again, just know who you're representing and be true to that. Right.
Yeah. And I think I haven't worked in any like other huge P5 schools other than BYU. So I don't know if this is true, but like at BYU, you have so many people that watch and look up to BYU games, like to BYU players. And a lot of that's the church, right? A lot of that is kids growing up in California or Florida, right? Like they're connected to BYU because their parents went to BYU and they watch those games and they watch Dawson and they watch Trevin. They're like, man, I want to be like Trevin now, right? Like my kids want to be like you, right? Like my boys are like so locked in on BYU, like basketball, right? Like they watch all the games. Jackson's saying he's going to come beat Dawson in Super Smash Bros. When we go to Orlando. Like he won't stop talking about. Yeah, I know.
Good luck. Sam is his elite.
I might have to buy a Switch to get him practice. But no, that's the thing is like, and I hope I try to tell this is like, hey, like people look up to you, right? Like you have some kid that's 5 or 6 years old that's going to see this interview maybe, or they're going to see how you interact and stuff like that. And like, that's who they're going to want to be, right? Like they're going to be out in their front yard or their church gym, like making buckets, being like Dawson Baker crossover for the win. Yeah. You know, and so like, hey, just like be a good person, like live up to those expectations because like, that's what you need to do. That's what you should do.
Yeah. That is cool. Were you ever like that as a kid with BYU or anything?
I think I had older brothers that played college. And so a lot of my focus was on them.
That's funny.
But if I didn't, that would be, the next person to look up to is like, where do I want to be in the future? What college I want to be in? Who's doing it right now? You know? And so that's cool. Yeah. You definitely kind of understand that. And it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. Then you have to think about your kid self and how you would feel, and then I think what really set it apart was when we went to Italy and Croatia. And even there we had fans come.
Crazy.
Families show up and it was like, this is worldwide. This is bigger than, just Utah or just even America for that sense. But it was, it really rung true that moment when we showed up in Italy and Croatia.
He's got like little kids, like there's a little like 4-year-old dapping us up, like getting all excited with the BYU headband.
Those kids wanted like everything. They if you gave them your socks, they would have bronzed them. But I think that goes back to like, if you're yourself in an interview, when people meet you, like it clicks for them.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like, well, why is Trevin Knell such a good dude on this interview? Like, he looks like this cool person in his deep blue, but you meet him in person, and he's like
complete opposite.
He just blows me off and is like, no, I'm too cool for that. It's like, that's not like, you mean like you got to be the same person all the time. And you guys have done a great job. Like BYU, like all the guys on the team and the coaches, they do a great job of that.
Yeah. You got to be like the same person when the lights are on as when the lights are off. Right.
Yeah.
I remember my little brother would play. We'd play on those like little mini hoops, and he would be Nick Emery, long arm sleeve headband. Sometimes like it was so funny. He'd be like hooping, trying to shoot left hand. I was like, "Kid, you don't need to go that far." But like BYU roots run so deep, and like I was just in Germany. Like it was like fans in Germany wearing BYU stuff. Yep. Like it's everywhere. Yeah. And so I think it's something that's super unique that BYU has, and I think that's another recruiting point, right? Like if you really want to go somewhere where the ties run so deep, the network is like infinite. Like this place is absolutely perfect.
Absolutely. Going back to a more background check, your connection to BYU, your upbringing, how did that all unfold?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. I've been a BYU fan since I was a little kid. My uncle, he's actually not my uncle, but I call him my uncle. Gary Trost played for BYU. He was an All-American.
How do you know Gary?
So
Love Gary.
He's a North Salt Lake guy.
Oh yeah. So my roots, baby.
So my mom was like neighbors or something with him. There's like a family connection, but Gary Trost, like, I mean, I still have one of his practice jerseys.
No way.
Yeah. And so I watched Gary a few times when I was like super young, like 3-4 years old.
Wow.
And I just grew up like following the Cougars, right? But it was never like, oh, I'm like, I guess I always wanted to play for BYU. And when I was like 8 or 9, I won like a BYU camp MVP.
Let's go.
I mean, I was hooping. Little Tyson with the arm. You know what I mean? Like, and I thought when I was a kid, I was like, when I won that MVP, I almost thought I was like, hey, like that means I got to play for BYU. Like they're gonna recruit me. Like I'm gonna play for BYU. I don't know. Like my 9-year-old self thought that. And as I got older, like basketball, I got cut from my high school team, and I just kind of didn't love. I didn't play basketball anymore. But yeah, I was living in Texas with my family, and I followed the Cougars. I followed Trevin, Knell, like all that stuff, and then a job came open at BYU, and I'm not one of those guys that's like always looking for another job. Like I'm all in where I'm at. And so I was all in where I was at West Texas A&M, but I just had this feeling of like, hey, just apply, just put your name in the hat, kind of see what happened. Cause I knew, it was like right after they're going to the Big 12 announcement. And so I was like, that'd be cool, like premier basketball conference in America. And so, yeah, I applied, and then it got to the point where they offered me the job, and we had to make a tough decision. Of like leaving Texas, which we considered our home, and relocate to Utah, like where both of Bethany, my wife, our families are. And so we decided to do that. And it's been a huge blessing. That first few years, I think we wondered, like, is BYU really that choice? Like, did we make the right choice? And I'd probably say the past year and a half, like we've got many blessings of like, yeah, BYU. So as a little kid, that 9-year-old kid that won MVP, like this is unreal. Like to be around the team, to work with the team, and even go to Sweet 16 last year. Like it's a dream come true. But I don't take it for granted. Like I'm very blessed to be where I'm at BYU.
Let's go. How long have you been here?
I'm going to my 5th season.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So last year was tough, man, because like you graduated. Trey, Foose,
like the guys that you kind of started with, and
like
everything.
Those were like me and Trey, man. Like like we went through it his freshman year. Like we had some good times. But yeah, this will be my 5th season, which is nuts.
Wow, let's go.
Yeah,
that's super cool. I know. I've been at BYU forever, so but I definitely see the blessings that like come from it, and like it just feels like home.
Yeah,
like when I was in Europe, like it just. I don't know, it just didn't feel right? Yeah. And so like BYU is definitely home, and it's just an amazing place to kind of hold down your roots.
No, it really is. I've been a member my whole life. I served a mission, right? Like, but just BYU, like it's just incredible to like the brand of BYU, right? Like you said, like Italy, Croatia, wherever you go, there's a BYU fan, man. Like it doesn't matter where you're at. You have a BYU, go Cougs, and you're like, like. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's just this random dude, and so it's just cool. And like the cool thing is like everybody has the same standards, right? Like I've worked at places where it's like, oh, he's the Mormon, it's like, how many wives do you have? It's like none. I have one. Like it's like
0.
It's like, and you get those jokes, and like, it's all funny and games. I play it off well, but it's like, it's just cool to go to work and be like, oh, like, hey, we share the same. Even the non-members that are on the team, like they still share the same values, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Do you have like kind of going to like some hot topic questions?
Yeah.
A lot of people I know would probably want to understand the NIL space.
Yeah.
So like, what's your take on like, how has NIL impacted kind of your job and how you have to navigate different things? I feel like some guys like might not do an interview because they have to talk to an agent, and like, or they're like, oh, well, how much money am I going to get? So how kind of does that impact your job and like the way people act and how people are available, I guess?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like I think I said a few times, like we're blessed at BYU. I've never had a student athlete be like, how much are they going to pay me? Uh-huh. which is makes my job 100 times easier because I don't have to because in that space I can't negotiate NIL deals. Like once that that's not I think it's a violation. So I don't even dabble in that. But from my perspective, it's really like working with agents is new. But I think it just goes to building relationships and showing their agencies and the student athlete and all the people in their circle of like, hey, I'm here to help them, right? Like I'm not going to put them in a bad situation. I'm going to make sure whatever they do is hopefully going to help them make more money down the line, right? So, and I think NIL is good. Like I'm all aboard. Like you guys deserve to get paid. Like people come to watch you play basketball. Like they don't come to watch me.
They come to watch Chef over here.
Yeah.
They want to see what he's baking.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean? Like and I think the thing is like you guys deserve to make money off your name, image, and likeness. As long as you do it the right way. But from my perspective is like if I'm asking somebody to do an interview and they're a little hesitant, like it's on me to make them less hesitant and be like, hey, like this is actually going to benefit you down the line.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like
all the tater tot stuff and the Sweet 16. Right. It was like, at first it was like, do we have to keep doing this? But it's like, hey, it's helping you build your brand and it starts with Orida and like other companies are probably going to see Richie just as profitable.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked a little bit about kind of your relationship with the team. Describe that a little bit more, how it's kind of unique.
Yeah.
And why it needs to be unique. And yeah, just talk about that, like your relationship with the guys on the team.
Yeah, the
Super Smash nights.
Super Smash.
Wow.
I'm not
Super Smash Bros.
I'm not very good. like if they hand me the paddle, it's like, well, we just need a little bit of break to get this guy.
We just need another player in the slot. I think the teams.
I think I only took not last once. But no, the relationship, like the way I think about it is like the team is my family. Like from November till April, like I see you guys more than I see my wife and kids. Like that's just the reality of it, right? And I could sulk on that and be like, "Oh, this is terrible," but it's like I knew what I signed up for. So my relationship for the student athletes coaches is like, I need to know them. Like I need to know everything about them. And it's not like, hey, me sitting down with Trevin and being like going through a list of things. It's like I've got to find it out organically. Like I've just got to get to know him and be like, hey, Trev, like how's it going, man? Like Alex Barcelo, for example, like. When I first got hired, like I knew I needed to go to the big fish, right? Just because like I had zero credibility, right? Nobody knew who I was. I was just this random dude that was at practice sometimes. And so like I spent hours researching Alex Barcelo, like Instagram stalking and just, which is like, that may sound creepy, but like it gives me some ammunition when I go up to him, be like, hey, Alex, like, how are you, man? And so like, if we can build a conversation, I'd be like, hey, I see you and Zoe went to the mall, it wasn't weird stuff like that, but it was just like, just knowing that in the back of my head.
I see you live at this address.
Yeah. I wasn't like sitting outside their apartment, but
you had this sandwich the other day. How was it?
You a meatball guy with the Subway 6-inch. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, and I still do today is like just getting to know like what about them? Like, hey, like, oh, hey, Dawson's engaged to Maddie. He's going to get married. Like, what does she like to do? Or what do they like to do together? Because I want you guys to feel comfortable with me. I just don't want you to, like, with any player, I don't want it to come up and be like, oh, like this guy, like, who is this guy? I just want to, like, I'm not there to be your friend. Like we have great friendships, but like, I'm not your buddy, right? Cause I'm going to ask you to do some hard things and we're going to have some back and forth, but it's just like relationships matter. And it's like me and Trev, we've been through it, right? Like we've had our ups and downs, but I think we're better off from it.
100%.
And it's, yeah, and the thing is like, I see you guys in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Right. And that's what I don't think people see. It's like after a win, it's incredible, right? Like everybody's on cloud nine, but like after like a loss, it's so tough. And it's hard for me to be like, even go to some guys and be like, hey, you want to do the press conference? Or like, hey, this guy wants to talk to you. And like, that sucks for me. Yeah. Right. But I think I hope that I've done a good enough job of like people knowing my role, but also knowing like that I care enough for them as a person that they can do that. And yeah, it's been great. So yeah. And I'm there like all the time. I travel with the team. I play Super Smash Bros with you guys sometimes. There are shoot arounds. Talk to the announcers.
Wait. Shoot arounds. Before we even move on, let's talk about these half-court shoot-arounds. Let's just dive into it.
Tyson, explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
So I have a tradition. It started when we went to the Big 12 of like making half-court shot in every gym. And sometimes it goes well, and sometimes
a lot of hands on knees, and gas.
Sometimes
and he's getting a running start from the opposite baseline to get the ball there.
You gotta do a video like just every single thing. That'd be awesome.
Like I would, but like Oklahoma would have taken like 3 minutes. The lead and the game before Wisconsin would have taken forever. No. I think it's just fun, like, because like we're going to all these cool venues, and I just think it's fun to be like, hey, I made a half court shot there, like Allen Fieldhouse, made a half court shot there. Hilton Coliseum,
done,
made a half court shot there. Like,
have you made it in every single one? The Big 12 so far?
Every one in the Big 12 that we visited, yeah.
Let's go.
So I didn't get one in Newark, just because we didn't have tons of time in Newark. I got one in Denver, but yeah, and it's like. And I wait till after practice. I don't do it like in practice.
The whole team's on board. Like we're all watching, we're rebounding, we're cheering.
Sometimes they lose interest really quick. But no, I think it's just fun. Like Coach Linehan kind of does the same thing with his granny half-court shot. He's much better than I am. But yeah, it's probably one of the more selfish things that I do is like the half-court shot.
I love it.
I think it's awesome.
It's a great
We
tradition.
just need I think even not even showing the misses, just show every make.
Okay, next year I'll do that.
Start videoing
Maybe some of the misses.
Yeah.
And some misses
just to show how impressive the makes are.
Yeah,
you know?
like the ones that are hands on knees and then you fight back, the comeback.
Like
you
the
know,
36 times it took me in Oklahoma. I was ready to be done.
That's awesome.
We didn't raise no quitters.
Yeah, no one weighs no quitters.
That's what it goes back to, is like the connection, right? It's like we have such a great relationship like that. You guys will cheer me on for something like as silly as that, but like I'm cheering you guys on when you're in the game, right? Great memories with you too. Like, I'm gonna go on a little thing. Is like I didn't think about this. Is like my wife gives me such a hard time I have 2 moments with you guys from the win over Wisconsin that my wife gives me a hard time about, and it's when you got ejected.
Yep. That was one of the saddest moments I've ever watched in my entire life.
That was one of the few times I probably was unprofessional walking out.
What would you do?
Well, I voiced some of my opinions to the guy that was helping walk you out, and I thought it was silly. In other words,
can we talk more about that after this?
Yeah. And then so we're walking out there, and like on national television, you see me like slap Dawson on the butt, and I'm not like I don't do that a lot. Like,
Tyson was feeling it, man. He was in the.
And so like my wife, every time she'd be like, remember that time you slapped Dawson Baker on the butt and like national television?
Whole world saw.
And I was just like, yeah, thank you, honey. And then the second one is like after that game, like I had to get you for a radio interview, and I'm like, only a few people have this video, is like you're trying to celebrate, I'm trying to grab you, and it takes me like 2 or 3 times. Like I'm just like this like fly on the wall. I'm just like, come on, Trev, and you're just like Brian, and I'm just like, no, I need you now.
Oh, that's funny.
So that's
I gotta see that video.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you.
That's hilarious.
But like that's just some of the fun stuff that I deal with you guys.
No, Tyson, I do appreciate that about him, is the relationship aspect he has with the guys. Like just even through the course of the year, he'll rattle off some random UCI, my last school record that I broke, and just like how did you know that? I didn't even know that. He'll tell you more things about than you even know about yourself.
Yeah.
Even like with the podcast, we're like thinking of questions for certain guys, and he's like, I think it was Xavion. He's like his go-to, and it'll be Chipotle. He just knows every little thing about guys, and I think it just shows his research and the time he puts to build relationships is like kind of special. It's super cool.
Yeah, we love you. Like seriously, you're like family, like legit blood to us. Like so, we appreciate everything you do, and I know it's not hard. Like I know it's really hard. Like it's not easy what you do, because there's times after games I'm like, I know Tyson's gonna come and ask me.
I'm the worst person that they want to see walk through those doors.
Oh, but like again, we appreciate everything you're doing. The relationship aspect, like you hit it around the head, because if we didn't have that relationship, I think it would be even harder, right? And so the fact that we have that, how much time commitment you really put in, how much time away you are from family, like we both get it. We're both married, so again, like we really appreciate just who you are as a person, because you're the most authentic dude ever and super genuine. So, we just really appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys. No, you guys matter, right? Like that's why I put in the effort. That's why I do all those weird random searches for your stats at UCI, right? Like it's because you guys matter, right? Like I want to tell your story, whether it be that, hey, like he's made 6 free throws and the second half, you know what I mean? It's like, it's because it tells your story, right? Like, cause you guys are important. You guys sacrifice so much to be great student athletes. Like, I don't think people realize like the amount of stress and dedication and everything else that student athletes put in to rep the Y, right? And to be successful, like it's not that you guys just rep the Y. You're not like, oh, I play for BYU, look at me. It's like, we got to win, right? Like, we need to win. Like, we need to be successful because there's almost 18,000 people at the Marriott Center that live and die, right?
Literally live and die.
100%. Like, and so for me, it's like, hey, I can't be halfway. Like, I've either got to be all in or I got to be or I'm not in at all.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyce, to finish this off, we got some rapid fire questions. Okay. Dawson, the chef, came up with these rapid fire questions for you. So I'm going to let him rattle them off. Just give you the first thing that comes in your head.
Don't think, no filter.
Just quick.
Just let them out.
Okay, no filter. That could be trouble.
No, yeah. If it comes out bad, we'll edit it. You know?
Or you'll show your personality. You'll pub it, and then it'll be like, look at this idiot.
All right. What is the funniest or most awkward interview moment you've ever witnessed?
Most awkward interview.
First thing that comes to your head.
Probably Foos's freshman year.
I can totally see. Yeah, man. You already know.
And it wasn't awkward. It's just like, I don't think he'd really ever done interviews before. And there were just a few times that the interviewer or reporter would like ask some really in-depth questions and he'd be like, I don't know what that means.
Uh-huh.
And you'd be like, can you dumb it down? And they'd be like, and they'd ask against somebody and he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Next question.
Yeah. And I'd be like, okay, let's move along. But I love Foos. Foos got so much better. But yeah, like his freshman year,
he's got way more out of his shell too. Like he's way more comfortable.
And he got thrust into, with Gavin and Richard and all. Like he got thrust onto the scene. So I think he did excellent for the circumstances he was in.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the easiest person and the hardest person to work with in your job, getting to do interviews and all that?
Spencer Johnson's my guy. So he was the easiest because he took a lot of bullets for me.
He did.
I mean, Trev this past year. The hardest?
Yeah.
That's a good question. And I love this person.
It goes without saying. We know
it goes
that.
without saying.
Your family.
Gabe was fun to work with. Just because like he's like, no, I'll do it next time. But which he does. But like sometimes it's like he had a really big game. You're like, Gabe, I need you. He's like, nah, I'm good. So and that's part of the process. Like that's part of the relationship. So he's not the hardest. He just has preferences over others.
Okay. If ESPN gave you your own 30 for 30 to direct, what BYU story are you telling?
This is a great question.
Which 30 for 30 am I directing? I am doing from the West Virginia game on to the Sweet 16 run. Last season.
What are you titling that?
Like, it's not that like you guys were struggling. But
we were struggling. We were 2-4.
You know, like there was struggles, right? But like you're just waiting for things to click, right? 100%. And like you come off the Cincinnati game and it was like just like the worst case scenario, right? It's like, but then you go to West Virginia and you pull out that win and then just like it's like a landslide. And so I think for that would just to be like get everybody's like whole perspective on like what changed, right? Like
so true. And
then like getting over the hump of beating VCU and then Wisconsin, then going to the Sweet 16, right? And like and that moment, like I from my shoes, like I have some really cool insights, like but I would like to just get more insights from you guys, like the players, to be like what clicked, like what changed, and I would like to see like other people's perspective, like fans and like ESPN personalities, because like people weren't super high on you guys.
Yeah, no, from that point on till the end of that run, they were like, oh, that's a top 5 team in the nation by the end of it.
Yeah, and like the analytics backed that up too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like just the way you guys like winning at Arizona, the way that happened, right? Destroying Kansas. Like I remember sitting in that game just being like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like
I remember Trey and I looked at each other, we're like, we're up by 30.
I just be like, like this is insane. And then like, you know, beating Iowa State twice in a week, in double overtime, right? Like beating Wisconsin the way it happened. Like, you know, like I think it would just be really cool to get the whole behind the scenes of like,
it'd be so cool.
What happened there?
Well, okay, I don't want you to go in super depth, but like, what would be you said you had a couple of cool insights. Like, what would be like 1 or 2 insights just from your perspective that you could like tell fans kind of behind the scenes of what like you thought clicked or what your kind of perspective was of it all?
The vibe of the team was like super chill. Right? Like there wasn't pressure, which I think you would think at that moment. Like I just remember the day after the Wisconsin, after the VCU game, like you guys are just stretching in the hallway, like watching NCAA tournament games. Like you guys are just normal dudes, just normal guys. And I just think like from my side, like the camaraderie that you guys had, like you guys really, really fought for each other.
Yeah.
Right. I just remember after the Arizona game, just like the celebration and the hallway and the locker room of just like, there wasn't like an ego there, right? It was all just like everybody just like so stoked that Richie got another shot to make those free throws, right? And that like, and I think like, well, I'll give you one more is Trey Stewart. Like I've seen Trey at the lowest of lows, and you've probably even seen him even lower than I have, right? You guys have a great relationship, but like seeing his emergence as this player that like he knew what he could become. Right. And then like he's in that last play against Wisconsin. Right. Like he was in one of the most important plays of the year. I mean, he throws down that dunk and like, which is, I love that to death. Right. But like just seeing him like flourish and like Coach Young figuring out how to like make that work and like the rotation, like you guys were playing 11 guys, like that doesn't happen. So yeah, there's some cool insights, but like, yeah, I mean, I'll probably write a memoir one day and share some.
Write a little book.
Like,
what's the title? I gotta get a title.
I like that.
Country Roads.
How sweet it was. How sweet it was. I don't know.
That would be tough.
I mean, Trevin Knell will have his own chapter. Like,
let's go.
The tale as old as time.
That is crazy. But yeah, I think like shout out to Trey for sure. Just because like
100%.
Trey and I we got really, really close his freshman year.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of like stuck together after that. Like he's literally like my brother. And so we both experienced some lows and like he experienced some really, really lows. And I remember I was fighting for him to play and everything. And then to see him and Mo like not skip a beat. Like they were always part of the team. You're mad that might not be playing that much, but like you never let that show. And like they came to practice every single day, competed, and then when they got their chance, they were able to like show it. And then the fact that like Trey and Mo are in against Iowa State, they're both in against Arizona, and they're both in against Wisconsin. Like you said, the biggest games of the year. And it was really cool to like see that kind of model and like that growth that he had. And like it wasn't like he was nervous or anything. He was like, "This is what I do. This is who I am for the team, and I'm going to go prove it." So it's super. Like the book would be amazing. Oh my gosh. I got chills, bro.
One more thing about Trey, which I don't know if I should say this. Maybe we have to cut this. But I remember when we were under Pope, my first year here, there was one game where he kind of was on the bench. We were up big and declined to go in the game.
Yeah,
and
I think everybody kind of knows that.
Yeah.
And, sorry. Well, man, it's not breaking news, I guess. But
no, I'm just saying like, it's like, it's.
Hard thing. And I remember I don't know, it obviously was a big deal at the time. And Trey wrote everyone individually kind of a text just apologizing and how his actions were selfish. And, you know, like he is such a good teammate. And the things that he did were awesome for our team that people don't really see. I remember that moment, just realizing, dude, this guy is what a hard thing to do. Obviously in the moment, it's like something you just make a decision pretty quick. But his like response to it was inspirational. It was super cool.
He's a Jex family favorite for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great.
He makes good sandcastles too.
Yeah, he is also like, just to double down one last time, I love Trey. But like he is like one of the funniest, genuine people ever. Like he will go up to a little kid, teach him how to spin a ball on his finger, and then like take pictures. Like he's always that person to be so outgoing. And he's like one of the most competitive people on the court. So it's like, I just feel like a lot of people don't understand how good he is at basketball because he can hoop.
We've seen Summer Trey.
Like Summer, oh my gosh.
Summer Trey's different.
And so just like when somebody has like the confidence in him, like I think the sky's the limit. And so I think I think Trey was able to find confidence in himself instead of looking for it from others. So I think that's like huge inspiration, just advice for like young hoopers out there is, and just anybody in general, like find yourself first, and then you can like continue to build and just like be who you are. Because Trey was the most amazing dude off the court as he was on the court.
100%.
Okay, we gotta get back to questions.
So I got sidetracked. That's on me. I apologize.
Trey will do that to you. You know,
Trey will get you in the heart.
Maybe we get that from Trey on the podcast and interrogate him.
Yeah, literally.
That's true.
What's a player moment you wish the cameras had been rolling for but missed?
We see. That's a good question because I don't know a lot. A player moment.
You got something. You got something cooking.
I do.
Or even like a story that you wish could have been told that wasn't. We kind of talked about Trey as one of those instances.
And the thing is, the cool thing for Trey was like, I know we're getting back on this, but like CBS, we had that crew with us for the Sweet 16, like, and they told his story. How do I say this?
Just go for it. Be candid.
Well, I'm just trying to think of like Richie's emotion after the Arizona game, right? I think they caught some of it, but like, I don't know if the average fan like realizes how much Richie loves BYU and loves basketball and gives it like 100,000,000%.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think like as a kid, you grow up and like in the going back to that, like you're in your front yard and you're in the hoop and you're like down by 1, he's got 2 free throws to win it. The crowd's going wild, right? Like one of the most rambunctious atmospheres. The student section is well hydrated. So is the fan base, right? I mean, they've had a few drinks and Richie steps up and like, I couldn't hear anything. Like I'm sitting next to Gregor Bell. I can't hear what he's saying. Right. And like Richie just nails those 2 free throws. They get the stop and like just his pure emotion, like, of that. And nothing is like Yegor. Like sometimes I wish they'd have like a Yegor cam because like his celebration, like sometimes he'd do some stuff and I'd be like, what?
Do you remember the picture?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I was like, what is
like that's not like that, but like there's just like Richie. I just wish like, because like all the Tater Tot stuff was really cool, right, for him. But it was like he was doing interviews for Tater. It's like interview the guy. Like interview this kid that like has been practicing in his church gym since he was like 8 years old, dreaming of like leading a BYU team like this, right? Like, yes, the Tater Tots are cool. Everybody loves Tater Tots, but like this guy has given his heart and soul and will continue to like, and it's just, that's really cool. But yeah, the Arizona game, just like seeing him make those 2 free throws in that environment was incredible.
Yeah, that was super cool. I remember, you looking at him, you can just feel all the things in his life. I almost felt like it led to this moment, and it was a accomplishment for him that was kind of wild. All right, let's talk about the Wisconsin nut shot. Can we talk about that, Tice?
Yeah, if you want to.
We're talking about it.
I feel like I got to talk about it because everyone asks me all the time about it, you know? And
well, you changed the rules. Like you're the reason.
It's
rules
the
changed.
JT Toppin and Dawson Baker rule change.
Yeah. They always ask me, was it intentional? All those things. For the record, it was definitely not intentional.
I wish you just felt like,
and like
it definitely was.
But like in that moment, anyone who plays basketball, you know, one guy reaches in, you bring the ball this way. There's 2 guys doubling you. I had no idea.
I mean, your head's down. Before you have no idea where you are.
So I had no idea until I got to the locker room, pretty much. And so that whole thing goes down. It's kind of like a blur. And Tyson after the game, you know, is like, no one talk about Dawson and the nut shot thing to anybody. Was that like your thoughts? Was that someone else telling you, hey, we shouldn't talk about this? Where did that come from?
It's more of me. Like the thing is like critiquing rules and officials is a no-no, regardless of what it is, right?
I can say stuff now. I'm good.
Well, you can, right? But they'll probably watch this
Tony
podcast
is
and
awful.
I have no comment.
This is Tyson's.
I'm good, Tyson. We're golden now.
I'm not good. So for me, the perspective was of like, you just don't want to put yourself in a situation where you critique the officials and because one, like people, they'll watch it and then say we'll come down and there'll be a monetary fine on that. But it's like, I mean, that's what the rule was, right? It's as much as that stinks, right? Like they had a call by the rule. Like I was sitting next to the Big 12 like guy that does the rules, and he's like, "Hey, that's just what it is." I mean, they'll change. He's like, they'll probably change it. But it's more of my perspective was like, you don't want BYU to be like, well, if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't want to win 15 or 20. It's like just don't even talk about it. It doesn't need to be touched. Like it happened. It's very unfortunate. BYU won the game. Like let's focus on the positives rather than be like. I mean, because like we've all seen the video, right? Like you in the locker room pacing back and forth. Like I just can't imagine like your feelings, right? But it's like at the end of the day, it's like BYU won. That did play a role in the game, but like at the end, like BYU had more points than Wisconsin. So yeah, that was like one of the first things I thought of was like, hey, like we can't have anybody talk about it, because if people get talking about it and then somebody might slip and be like, well, yeah, this official's an idiot, or like the officials are always going after BYU. Like you just can't have that narrative, right? Because the officials will see and be like, oh yeah, that BYU is not getting any calls, right? Like because we're all human. So yeah.
I like the play by you.
Yeah. I like the fact, like, I think I need to do a lot better is even when like playing and just even watching is like to look at the bright side. Cause even like some games we win, I'm like, well, if this rev didn't do this or stuff like that, like there's always that. I think that's just like human nature is like always kind of look at some negative even with positive. So that was a heads up play. Just like try to even like in life, just look for that positive rather than revert to even like a little negative, because once you go negative, it's like down a hill spiral. Yeah.
Well, I think this isn't a media thing, but like you can always find the negative, right? It's like one game this past year, like, I mean, you guys struggled free throw shooting, and like that was the narrative. It's like, well, why can't they be better at free throw shooting? It's like they won by 15 or like 20 points. Yeah. It's like, I get that. That's part of the narrative. That's part of like a struggle, but like focus on the things you did well. Even in losses, it's like, yeah, we lost, but like I feel like and I think Coach Young does an amazing job of this. So being like, yeah, we like it's insane. We got our butt kicked, but like, hey, Mihailo and Trey played well for us, and like that's something we can maybe fit in, right? Because if you change what the media is trying to be the narrative, right, is like you control that, right? Like they're asking you the question.
It's true.
And you don't have to answer the way that they want to answer it. Like you don't want to be like, next question, right? Like no Marshawn Lynch, but like you can paint the picture how you want the picture to be painted rather than allowing them to control that.
That is cool. That's super cool.
That's my rapid fire questions.
That's it for the rapid fire. Dawson Baker, Chef's
I like it. We had to get the Wisconsin in there.
Sorry to do that to you.
You're good.
But Ty, seriously appreciate you hopping on the pod. Like your story is just as important as ours, and I think it's like super cool to get your insight on kind of the life behind kind of the interviews, getting everybody ready. I feel like it goes like I already know some stories that I'm not even allowed to tell.
Yeah.
But like really appreciate all the things you go through, because I think a lot of people don't understand what you go through, and so we appreciate it. And you know, you always got a friend in us and family in us. So
yeah, I love you guys. You guys are the best.
Love you too, Tyson. Should we close with him saying something on camera, or you should?
Yeah,
be done.
Tice, this is your time to shine, bro.
Yahtzee.
So look in this camera, give some, inspiration, some advice to young people out there, even like with their social media, how they present themselves, just like what you would say to anybody, or just any advice in general you have.
Yeah, just remember who you represent. Represent your family. And I think Dawson and Trevin are good examples of you can be whoever you want to become. If you work hard enough and you do the right things, like there's blessings. There's blessings in a lot of that stuff. And just social media is important. What you post on there doesn't go away. So don't be stupid. Don't be an idiot. That's what I tell the players is like, at the end of the day, just don't be an idiot.
I think that's a KY special. Like he always like for school stuff, he's like, just do the right thing.
Yeah. Don't be an idiot.
Great. Thanks, Ty. Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Man.
Appreciate it.
All right. You got to close it. Have some energy right here. Ready? I want to see.
No, don't do this energy thing. I hate when you do this. They make me do it over again. It'll be fun. Life Beyond the Three.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Thanks for watching Life Beyond the Three, presented by Standard Stream Media. I'm Dawson Baker.
Trevin, Knell. You guys can watch on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and tune in next time. Catch y'all. That was good.
It's getting better, guys.
That was really good, guys.